The history of the Lincoln Cent 2007 begins within the long and iconic timeline of the Lincoln Penny series, which started in 1909 as a tribute to Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The year 2007 continued the design that had been used since 1959, featuring the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side and the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The Lincoln Cent of 2007 was struck primarily at three mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins had no mint mark, while the Denver coins carried a D mark, and the San Francisco mint produced proof coins with an S mint mark. The coins were made of a copper-plated zinc composition, which had been the standard since 1982, when the United States Mint transitioned from the original 95% copper alloy due to rising metal costs. The 2007 Lincoln Cent holds historical importance as one of the final years before the 2009 redesign, which commemorated the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln Cent itself. Collectors and historians view the 2007 issue as part of the final chapter in the Lincoln Memorial Reverse era, which had represented Lincoln's legacy and the ideals of unity and freedom for nearly 5 decades. During 2007, millions of these coins were produced for circulation, and they remained a common sight in American commerce. The obverse of the coin retained Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, based on a photograph taken by Anthony Berger at Matthew Brady's studio in 1864. This image had become one of the most recognizable depictions of Lincoln worldwide. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, depicted the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., with incredible detail, even including a tiny image of the seated Lincoln statue visible between the columns. This design first appeared in 1959, marking the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and continued to represent the cent until the end of 2008. The production quality of 2007 cents was high, and the mint continued to use advanced die polishing and strike techniques, ensuring sharp details in both business strike and proof examples. Proof coins from San Francisco were struck multiple times on specially prepared planchets, creating a deep mirror-like finish that made them favorites among collectors. The 2007 Lincoln Cent does not contain any major varieties, but certain examples display minor die cracks and doubled dies, which are of interest to error collectors. Some of these small die variations are highly sought after by enthusiasts for their uniqueness. The significance of the 2007 Lincoln Cent extends beyond its physical appearance. It represents the enduring symbolism of Abraham Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War, his dedication to freedom and equality, and his role in shaping the moral direction of the nation. The cent has been the most produced coin in United States history and has served as both a tool for commerce and a symbol of national heritage. By 2007, the Lincoln Cent had become one of the longest continuously running coin designs in American history, second only to a few classic motifs in longevity. The continued circulation of the Lincoln Cent reflected the American people's respect for their 16th president and the values he embodied. Though the cost to produce the coin had by then exceeded its face value, debates continued about whether to retire the denomination. Nevertheless, the 2007 issue carried forward a tradition more than a century old, linking modern America to its historical roots and keeping Lincoln's memory alive in every transaction. The story of the 2007 Lincoln Cent is one of continuity, legacy, and transition, a coin that served as a bridge between the long era of the Lincoln Memorial design and the coming celebration of Lincoln's life and contributions in 2009. The story of the 2007 Lincoln Cent continues as part of a much broader narrative in American coinage and culture. By 2007, the Lincoln Cent had already been in production for 98 years, making it not only the most familiar coin in circulation, but also one of the most produced in human history. The cent had gone through several design and composition changes over the decades, but it remained a symbol of American values, progress and remembrance of a man who preserved the Union. The 2007 coin was struck during a time when the United States Mint was preparing for the historic redesign planned for 2009 to honor the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the centennial of the coin itself. In this sense, the 2007 cent represents the closing of an era, the final full years of the Lincoln Memorial reverse that had defined the coin for almost half a century. The Mint's operations in 2007 were extensive, producing billions of Lincoln cents for circulation to meet public demand. The Philadelphia and Denver Mints struck business strikes for everyday use, while the San Francisco Mint struck proof coins for collectors. These proof coins were sold in special sets and displayed mirror-like fields and frosted details, making them miniature works of art. The composition of the 2007 cent continued the copper-plated zinc format introduced in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. Each coin contained 975% zinc and only 25% copper plating. This change had been controversial when first introduced because many collectors preferred the traditional heavy copper coins. But by 2007, the copper-plated zinc cents had become the standard for a full generation. Economically, the Lincoln cent had become a topic of debate during the mid-2000s as the cost of producing a single penny began to exceed its 1-cent face value due to metal prices. However, despite these discussions, the coin remained in production primarily for sentimental and historical reasons. The image of Lincoln was deeply embedded in American culture, and the cent was viewed as an accessible way for every citizen to hold a piece of national history. The obverse of the 2007 coin featured Victor David Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which had been used since 1909. Brenner, a Lithuanian immigrant, created the design to capture Lincoln's humanity and determination. His initials, VDB, were originally placed prominently on the reverse of the 1909 cent, but due to public criticism, they were removed shortly after release. They were later restored in 1918 in a smaller form under Lincoln's shoulder, where they remain today. The reverse of the 2007 cent, designed by Frank Gasparro, depicted the Lincoln Memorial, which had been introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Gasparro's design was remarkable for including the seated statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, a small but meaningful detail symbolizing Lincoln's continued presence in the American conscience. The 2007 Lincoln cent also reflected broader technological advancements in the Mint's production process. By this time, computer-aided engraving and die-making were standard practices, improving the precision of coin details and consistency across billions of strikes. The Mint was using high-speed presses capable of producing hundreds of coins per minute, ensuring that the Lincoln cent remained a stable part of the economy, even as inflation and digital transactions began to reduce the role of small change. Culturally, the Lincoln cent in 2007 was a common piece of Americana found in cash registers, classrooms, and collections across the country. It was often a child's first introduction to numismatics, the art and study of coins. Many Americans associated the penny with good luck, and sayings such as "find a penny," "pick it up" reflected how deeply this small coin had embedded itself in everyday life. Around this time, collectors were also becoming more active in studying minor die varieties and mint errors on Modern Cent's 2007 issues, with doubled dies off center strikes or planche flaws began gaining attention in the hobbyist community. These coins, while rare, reminded collectors that even in the age of mass production, each coin could have a unique story. The global circulation of the Lincoln cent also expanded during this period as billions of American coins found their way into the hands of travelers, traders, and collectors worldwide, making the image of Lincoln one of the most recognized faces on any coin ever produced. As the nation approached the 2009 redesign, the 2007 Lincoln cent stood as a bridge between two historic periods. It represented nearly a century of continuity in American numismatics and symbolized the enduring respect for Abraham Lincoln's leadership integrity and vision for equality. The coin carried the weight of history. In its small size, linking the past struggles of the Civil War era with the modern challenges of the 21st century, the 2007 Lincoln cent was more than currency. It was a living tribute to the man who preserved the nation and to the American spirit of resilience and remembrance.